Hello and welcome to this Oak Tree English video on how to write emails for functional skills, GCSE and life. When you see the question on an exam asking you to write an email, you should start thinking about your audience and purpose. Audience can be analysed on a kind of matrix along with style of writing. One axis runs from formal to informal, determining how much slang or contractions one might use. The other axis runs from personal to impersonal, depending on how many people you're talking to. If it's a general audience, such as a talk or a report, it is impersonal. If it's written to one individual, such as a letter or an email, then it is personal. The email falls into interpersonal and can be either formal or informal, depending on the recipient. For example, an email to His Majesty the King, God bless him, would be very formal, unless you happen to be Prince William or Prince Harry, and I believe they both got their GCSE English. While an email to your mum will be significantly less formal, unless of course you are Macaulay Culkin and have divorced yourself from your parents. The purpose of the text will fall into one of four rough groups. As always, it's going to be either persuasive or informative or descriptive or instructive, and that's PIDI for short. Persuasive would include any advertising material, such as a holiday brochure. I'm in holiday mood, so I'm going to talk about holidays. Informative would be something giving information, such as a guidebook to a place. Descriptive text, describe, such as a postcard home from holiday. Instructive is something like the emergency procedure on an aeroplane. If the aeroplane blows up, please make sure you're strapped in so that we know where your body is. There will often be some overlap between the groups, and an email could fall into almost any group, depending on the question you're answering. The question will make it explicit who your audience is and what your purpose is. Once you've identified your audience and purpose for your report, which should take no more than 30 seconds, it's time to make your plan. As I've said before, never go into battle without a strategy, never write an exam email without a plan. Unless, of course, you're Wellington at the Battle of Waterloo, where he didn't really have much of a plan. He was just sort of reacting to whatever Napoleon would do. He won, so it's all okay. Sorry, French people. There are many ways to do this. See my video on how to plan for details, but the two which may work best for you are either planning like an artist or planning like a lawyer. If you have an artistic mind, then you can plan using a mind map. Have a look at this. This is a suggestion for this functional skills style question. The question tells you your audience, a local business group, thus less personal, though still written in first person and to a second person. The style, it's an email, and even the topic, help with a community centre. Let's read the question. You volunteer at your local community centre. The community centre needs repairs and new equipment. There's also limited access for people with disabilities. You've been asked to contact a local business group to ask for financial help and other support. Write an email, there it is, to the local business group to persuade them to help. In your email, you should describe the problems, explain how the business group can help, say how businesses will benefit. 3 things, notice. You should aim to write about 250 to 300 words. So there we go. After you've analysed this, it takes you just minutes to put your thoughts onto paper, making the writing just so much easier. You could outline your paragraph on what the problems that you face are. So the topic is help needed. There's your paragraph on what the problems are. You might talk about repairs, upgrades, equipment, disabled for access, things like that. You could then plan your paragraph on what specific help you envisage getting from the group, such as perhaps funding or expertise, discounts, Dragon's Den. and also a paragraph on what benefits that this investment would bring to the business group, because of course it is business after all, and they're not solely in it for the common good, although any business who's worth their salt is actually in it to be a part of the community and is trying to invest in the community. If they're not doing that, then they're not an ethical business, and you don't want to get involved with them anyway. Just saying. The alternative suggestion I have to help you plan is to do it like a lawyer. This lady here is clearly a lawyer, or perhaps someone I just found on the cutouts in PowerPoint, one of the two. Planning like a lawyer, you plan each paragraph and then subdivide it into individual sentences. Look at this functional skills question here. So we've got an email from Sam. There it is. Next month we're having our Hi everyone, next month we're having our annual charity day. We're thinking of raising money by washing cars, wearing silly clothes and having a cake sale. What do you think of these ideas? What are your ideas for raising money? Please also let us know what you can do to help. Can't wait to hear from you, Sam. And then of course your task is write an email to Sam about your ideas for the charity day. In your email you should give your opinions on Sam's plans for raising money, suggest other ways of raising money, say what you can do to help with the charity day. And we're looking again for 200 to 250 words. Now you can break that into paragraphs and then further into individual sentences like this. You always start with an introduction, which is where you tell them what you're going to tell them, and end with a conclusion. Oh, it's decided to organize itself differently. Okay, fair enough. End with a conclusion where you tell them what you've told them. In between, you just have to tell them. And I call this planning like a lawyer. So your introduction, you would rephrase the question, put it in your own words. This is an excuse to use lots of vocabulary. Remember, English has more words than any other language in the world. Use them. Then you can do some you can put in your opinions, or say that you have some opinions. You don't necessarily have to voice them yet. You can then put in some other ideas that you have. Your second paragraph would be those opinions. Notice that it corresponds with the first talking point here. Give your opinions on Sam's plans for raising money. So you could say washing cars is good, silly clothes not so good. Let's not do that. That's a bad idea. Then you can put forward some other ideas, like a bake-off. It's great, it's British. You could offer a sponsored silence. Many people have asked me to do a sponsored silence. Actually, no, they didn't say sponsored. Should have thought about that a bit more. Then you could have in your next paragraph offering to help. What can you do? What can you do to help this venture? Perhaps your band will play. I'm sure I know that you at the back there, you're definitely a bassist in a guitar, and I can tell that the lady sitting on her computer going like this, yeah, she's obviously a great singer and has a band. So perhaps you want to do a sponsored swim around the UK, swim all the way around the UK. Someone's actually done that. It seemed like quite a bad idea to me, but yeah, what do I know? I'm old and fat. So then your conclusion, you'd sum all these up. You'd rephrase the question again. Look, here's another opportunity for you to use a range of vocabulary. You put in your opinions, ideas, and offers. Just to sum up, you basically tell them what you've told them. So that's planning like a lawyer. Now, organizational features. Emails have a number of organizational features by which you can recognize them. Some of these you should try to reproduce when writing. Some you needn't. The array of email addresses marked out by the @ sign, Michael Jordana at harvarduniversity.com. I got this, just ripped this off the internet. Some of these, This will include the main recipient marked as 2 and the copied recipients marked by CC or BCC, blind copied, are not necessary to fill in the exam, since it will probably be done for you. The subject field will also probably be filled in, but do check this, as it is an easy mark to get or to lose if it isn't filled in. You must include a greeting. Oh, subject, greeting, there it is. So formal emails may begin, as in this example, with "Dear," just like in a letter. An informal email is more likely to begin simply "Hi," followed by a name. This should be followed by a topic sentence. The introductory paragraph should open with the reason for your email. For example, "I am writing to complain," or "I'm writing to suggest," or "I'm writing to comment." Your concluding paragraph should include some suggestions about what you would like to happen next. "I expect a full refund. I would like you to reply to this email." Finally, your email must end with a signature, such as "Warm regards, Oak Tree English," or "Best wishes, Charles III, by the grace of God, King of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. God bless her sovereignty." Or something. In this case, it's "Thanks and regards, Gareth Bale." Most of his friends don't call him that. They just say, "Hey, hey, Bale." Okay, let's move on. Now, language devices can be divided into 4 areas: content, language, imagery, and pronunciation. And in each category, there are appropriate devices to use in both formal and informal emails. Under content, formal emails will have many facts, such as statistics. Informal emails may include anecdotes in a more chatty register. In the category of language, formal emails may make use of the repetition device to make a point, while an informal email is likely to use things like emotive language. Both will be written using direct address. The formal use of imagery is most likely to be in the form of a simile, but to make direct comparisons between something. However, an informal style allows you to be far more creative and use things like metaphor or personification, or even the pathetic fallacy if you feel so inclined. Pronunciation devices are much less called for in formal emails, though there are times when using alliteration to make some points memorable can help. Informal emails can include anything you like, so throwing in some nice rhyme, "See you later, alligator," "Be back soon, raccoon," can make your work more enjoyable to read and to write. So, in conclusion, to write an email for an exam, remember to determine if it is formal or informal, descriptive or informative, or persuasive or instructive. It should be planned out, either like an artist or a lawyer, depending on your own personality, and should include a subject, greeting, reason for writing, and a signature. Make sure it's written in a personal manner with appropriate language. Write something that you enjoy, and that will come across to the examiner. I hope you've enjoyed this video on writing reports. If so, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It's about writing emails. Ignore that last bit. I didn't change it from the last video. Have a great day. Goodbye.